Lucas from iExplore here. Today I'm in Harajuku and Omotesando, going to do some street photography, and I want to talk about one of the motivations for why I like to do street photography or photography in general. Just something I've been thinking about recently that I want to share with you guys. Before that, I want to remind everybody that we have workshops in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, so check that out on our website, iExplore.com. And we also have a map of photo spots in those three cities that you might find useful if you're visiting Japan and you want to do some photography. And lastly, I want to tell everybody that we have a book out called Now Is Now Tokyo. I'm in it, a bunch of other photographers are in it, so check that out. There's a link in the description below as well. Let's get on to the video.
iExplore.
So, what's been on my mind lately? Well, basically, I've been kind of thinking like, there's this quote that popped into my brain. Or in my feed somewhere, I saw it, or I don't know who originally said it, right? And I guess I was gonna say it at the end of the video, but I think it makes sense to start with it, and that is, you should leave the world a more beautiful place than you found it. I really like that. I really like that because it kind of encapsulates everything that I do. And honestly, maybe we could stop the video right there, but I want to kind of walk you through the steps of how I came to sort of internalize this thing, how it resonated with me. But let's get across the street here, and as we go, maybe I'll shoot something because I like these kind of moments where I'm going across the street and there's a lot of people and there's like a crowd coming towards me, although I kind of ended up pushing myself to the edge of the crowd, which is not good. I like to usually be more in the middle. But that's the kind of photography I like to do in Harajuku on days like this where it's crowded and there's a lot going on. I got a really cool one of this girl with the flowers. That was cool. So let's just go back to the beginning then. So how do I, what were kind of my thought process about all these kind of things? Like what's the evolution of my ideas here? So way back in the beginning, whatever that is, maybe when I was like 20 years ago, when I was a much younger guy, I always had this idea that there's no official purpose in life, so you just kind of do your own thing. You find things that you like and you do what you enjoy. And that served me well for a while. That made sense in my 20s and stuff. And it was fine. It was okay. Within reason, of course. You can't, do things that harm other people. But the point is, you want to do things. You want to just enjoy life, right? Travel and do whatever. And I treated photography like that too. I just tried to kind of shoot what I like, and that's fine. I think that still overall serves me totally fine. But then more recently, I started to think well, if all I'm doing it is for myself, isn't that kind of selfish? Because if you think about it, the reason that I can even do this in the first place, why am I even able to, live in the modern world and just do photography and I have this cool camera and all this stuff, this only exists because there's thousands of generations of people that came before that, that had to bust their asses to get us here as a whole civilization. Now this may be a kind of a big sort of corny thought, why are we thinking about this big picture kind of stuff? But just bear with me, it makes sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is that over time, I started to think well, I can't just be in it completely for myself because that's very selfish. To be here, like I already said, there had to be so many other people that couldn't do this nice thing that I'm doing, which is photography in this awesome city, right? This is cool. Let's hang out here for a minute. I like people coming out of the metro because they have to make this turn. And I always say when people make a turn, they're kind of animated. There's sort of something more interesting about people's movement when they're doing a U-turn or taking a kind of a sharp turn. They have to sort of pivot on their leg, and that always looks cool. Maybe I'll move up a little bit this way. Right. But now there's a little bit too many people coming from every direction. Okay. There's nobody coming here, so maybe we can keep going. This guy's cool. That was nice. I love when I get the side eye when I'm doing that kind of shot. Or whatever. Okay. So the way I kind of framed it for myself, it's if I'm having a good time and I'm just enjoying things and I'm just creating stuff, right? If everybody did that, what if everybody did that, right? Well then, none of this stuff would be here because you can't just have artists, right? You gotta have people who are gonna build the roads, take care of the city, take out the trash, And in some ways, I'm not doing that. I'm not on the low level of the infrastructure. And when I say low level, I mean the foundational level of civilizational infrastructure with what I'm doing. Let me put it another way. If there's a zombie apocalypse, no one's gonna need a photographer. they're going to need people who can like build things and repair things and do that kind of stuff, but they're not going to need somebody who can photograph things. Now, I could probably help with some of those other things in a zombie apocalypse, but that's not what I'm doing right now, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this activity, it's like the tip of the mountain of all the stuff that needs to exist before this activity can exist as well. So that's the gist of it. It's like, if I'm gonna, reap the benefits of the, millennia of civilization before me, then I better give something back, right? And that's kind of where I've come to, right? That was the thought, and that's where that idea, that quote, kind of triggered this whole thought process. This idea of like, leave the world a better place than you found it, right? Because that then kind of, sort of, how would I say, justifies, I guess, what I'm doing, right? Creating images, publishing photo books, right? Doing these workshops to help other people kind of, do this same thing in their own, their own way, in their own style, find their own creative voices, right? That's the thinking, And there's this idea from Kant. Ooh, let's bring out some big name philosophers. But I always like this idea. It's very simple. It's called the categorical imperative. And I studied this ages ago in like college or something, but it came back up in this case. And that's this basic idea that basically you shouldn't treat people as means to an end. You should treat people as ends in themselves. Meaning like, you know what I mean? That it kind of means like treating people with respect. And the way I think about it is not only is that the people around you in a civilization and like the people you get around, in society, I should say, the people you get along with or work with or whatever, but it also kind of means like all the people that came before, in a sense. That's how I'm thinking about it in this case, in this example, meaning that like, because, to get here, it took, like I already said, all this millennia of activity, of human activity and whatnot, and and perseverance and whatnot, then I shouldn't take that for granted or like take it as a sort of like take advantage of it without returning something in back to society. That's my idea, right? Yeah, and so it was hard to say that just now because like the thought is not 100% clear in my head, but it just kind of helps me, or it doesn't even necessarily that I need the help, but it just sort of gives me like a framework in which I operate as a photographer, right? In the modern world. It might be a little self-serving, but I guess that's what we all need to do. We all need to find how we fit in and how the activities that we do contribute or don't contribute, but ideally contribute to society in some way, right? So yeah, I'm gonna try chilling in this intersection. When people cross, it might be interesting. Let's see if we can get somebody cool crossing here. Yes, this is what I like. I like this kind of chaos of the crossing, and then you just kind of pick off random passers-by who are interesting. Guy on the bike. That was cool. So I had kind of a realization after saying that last bit about like kind of not treating people in general or society in general as a means to an end and trying to be more, like giving back in some way or providing something in some way. But then I realized like, wow, but wait a minute, if I'm photographing individuals on the street, aren't I kind of treating them as a means to an end because I'm trying to create the image and I'm just kind of using this person? And I can see that perspective. I think that that's actually a very valid way of looking at it. I hope that the way I do it is, presenting people with dignity and not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. And also that, and I've said this in other videos, I've said this in essays and whatnot, but there is a value in creating street photography, I feel, to society as a whole. And so that's where I'm creating images, and then the end is the people who are looking at them, right? That's the ends. But yeah, I can see how it kind of goes both ways in this case. I guess in this sense, I'm thinking more about the people who came before, because there's this quote like, we stand on the shoulders of giants, but I feel like that's not exactly accurate. Because yeah, I stand on the shoulders of like Saul Leiter or Alex Webb and these great photographers who I look up to, who inspired me. But I also stand on the shoulders, as I already mentioned, of like the regular Joes who just create the world. And without them, there wouldn't be cameras, there wouldn't be street photography, right? Like everybody's appreciated, or I should appreciate everyone. And then like, how do I fit into that with the work that I create, right? And I think that, this isn't the only thing that I do. This doesn't define me completely as a person, but it's a part of it, right? I think it's an important part because it provides sort of like a mirror to the world, right? You can kind of let the world look back at itself through images, right? So I guess all the rambling and kind of meandering thoughts, as always, all that aside, what I'm trying to say is I'm just trying to understand, like, is there value in what I'm doing as a photographer? Like, is there any sense in walking around and taking these pictures beyond just the fact that I enjoy it? Because I know I enjoy it. Like, that's obvious. But I feel like there should be more to it than that, because if all you do is enjoy things, that's what I'm getting at, is then you're kind of like taking advantage of everybody who worked their butts off in the past. And I know that that's making it sound very grandiose, but that's how I think it's true. You know, like if everyone's working hard to create like this civilization and all I'm doing is enjoying it, I don't feel good about that. I feel like I should contribute something. And I feel like art is a contribution to society, because we need engineers, we need plumbers, we need all that stuff. I think we do also need artists. I'm gonna take a shot of this flower shop here. This is very nice. I've walked by here a million times, but I never noticed, in this light at least, how nice this flower shop looks. But we need to wait for the people to clear out a little bit. Okay, here we go, finally. Okay, great. I like that. Let me just take a quick vertical one. That's always a little easier, because in a vertical frame, it's narrower. So therefore, I don't have to wait quite as long for people to go by. Let's move on. Okay, back to wide open. People posing. I like this pink neon here. I think we could wait for somebody interesting with the neon in the background. Maybe I get to a lower position to kind of line it up better. And actually, then we could shoot it without anybody too. I think it's a nice scene. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so, all right, so I want to contribute something. So what exactly is the contribution in kind of like broad terms? Because I don't want to say, oh, it's street photography or whatever. But like, you know, because it also kind of begs the question, like, well, why are we even progressing as a civilization? Again, I don't know why I keep bringing to these grandiose things, but I feel like, you know, that kind of informs my tiny role in all of this, and all of our tiny roles in all of this. And that's what I mean, and go back to the very first thing I said, it's like the motivation to do it, beyond just, oh, I'm having fun. Because like, I have fun doing other things. You know, I could sit at home and play video games, that's fun. You know, I could just play with my son all day, that's fun, that's a lot of fun. But something still kind of like drives me to go out and take pictures. And that's because somewhere deep kind of in the subconscious, I do understand these things in a sort of implicit way. And these ideas are what kind of make me say, you know what, I want to go out and take pictures and create all these images. And then honestly, you know, I do enjoy it. Sometimes I kind of don't. Like sitting at home and going through hundreds of photos and editing all this stuff, it's a ton of work, you know? And sometimes it's kind of boring. And I think to myself, man, I don't want to do this. I'd rather just watch a movie or play a game or something or whatever. But then I'm kind of like, well, I should do it because it's kind of a waste, right? I got to do this. So anyway, so what exactly is it in kind of broad terms that we're contributing? Again, going beyond just the specific thing, like these are images and stuff. And I feel like what it is, I think that's kind of what it is to be human, besides just, you know, being alive and all that kind of stuff. It's like, we're like exploring things, and there's kind of a wonder to things, right? We want to see what's out there, we ask questions, and we explore, right? And this is why humans went from like one little place, you know, in Africa or whatever, wherever we're from, and then we expanded all over the globe. And this is why people went like from Europe to the New World, right? This is why we go into the moon and stuff. This is why someday maybe we're going to go to Mars and stuff. This is like something that drives us. But I feel like that's a kind of external exploration, right? This is what also drives science and engineering, and you know, trying to understand, you know, the world around us, right? But I think on top of that, this is really cool with this blue building here. Let's wait for some cool people walking by. But I feel like in addition to that, we're also exploring the inner space, right? We're exploring our psyche, our interests, and then our own world, right? And I feel like that's the contribution that I'm talking about. That's the thing that I think about when I think about photography. Or other kinds of art too, but photography in particular, because that's what I'm doing, right? This is a great spot. I really like the light here, and then the background is cool. We just need a really good subject, right? Somebody interesting who kind of can put it all together for us. We're definitely going to linger here for a little while. Oh, these guys are great. Didn't go quite the way I wanted. These guys are cool too. It's kind of cool. I like that. I like that too. Sweet. Ooh, guy was booking it. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of the, not the conclusion, but this is, because there's probably going to be more. I'm going to think about this more, but that's kind of the stage where I got to in my thoughts on this matter. Like, what do humans do besides the nitty-gritty stuff? But like, you know, we discover, we explore, or it's maybe the other way around. We explore, we discover, and we create things, right? And one of the things we create is art. And the purpose of that is that it's sort of an, you know, inner exploration, right? Yeah. And then it kind of reminds me of this quote. So when I was thinking about all this, it reminded me of this quote from Robert Heinlein, the author, the sci-fi author. He has this really good quote, which I'm going to read, which I wrote down in my notebook, I don't know, like 20 years ago or something. And I'm going to read it because I really like it. I think it kind of encapsulates what I'm saying here, in a sense. And it takes a different angle on it rather than encapsulating it. But here it is. A human being should be able to change a diaper, plan an invasion, butcher a hog, con a ship, design a building, write a sonnet, balance accounts, build a wall, set a bone, comfort a dying, take orders, give orders, cooperate, act alone, solve equations, analyze a new problem, pitch manure, program a computer, cook a tasty meal, fight efficiently, die gallantly. Specialization is for insects. That's the quote. And I've always loved this quote. Like I said, I kind of forgot about it, but as I was thinking about these ideas, it kind of popped back up, and I read it again, and I realized, yeah, this is it. So that's what I try to do. You know, I'm a dad, I'm a business owner. I provide services for clients. I do photography for other people. I teach these photography workshops, and then part of what I do is I create what I hope are beautiful images. I explore the city, and I get to know the world around me, and then I want to share it with you guys on this YouTube channel. So there you go. I hope that is my contribution to this world, and I hope you also have an idea of kind of how you fit into everything and how you can also contribute in your own way. That's the point of this video. That's the thing that I wanted to get across. All right, so we'll end it there. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Check out our workshops on iExplore.com. Check out the book, Now is Now Tokyo, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember always, challenge your eye.